a lot more Black women, when they do have interracial dating, they're not really dating down. They usually have quite a high income marriage with the white man, and they're usually married rather than a single mother.
The probability of a typical Black woman getting into that kind of situation with a white man is low. That's why when women come out and start talking about this highly unlikely dynamic, it doesn't make sense. It's redundant, because the vast majority of Black women are not going to get into that situation. So it's like, what's the point even talking about it? You see,
there is a point talking about
hold on. On my channel, most of the topics and subjects I talk about are things that happen in the majority. So it's like when somebody comes to start talking about something that happens like 5% of the time, it's like there's exceptions to everything, but it doesn't make rules.
I'm talking about when it does happen, when Black women interracially marry, it's not usually dating down, and they usually have a stable marriage connection and a higher household wealth when it does happen. Why is that compared to when Black men interracially date? They tend not to marry.
Black men, and listen, bro, this is what these kind of things where women love to come and compare Black men to white men in a white country is so disingenuous. You can't.
Are you saying what I'm saying is disingenuous?
Hold on, bro. Yeah, it is not fair to compare white men in the UK who make up, I don't know how many percent, to Black men who make up 3%, which actually is less than 3, because majority of Black people walking around are women. So it's less than 3%. So it's actually kind of unfair. And to couple up with institutions, systems, everything, the media, everything designed to actually make you as a Black person self-destruct. Like, it's very unfair. Of course, loads of white dudes are going to do well in a white country. It's their country. Like, not to be rude, but it's stupid. When Black guys talk about Black women, we usually talk about what Black women are doing within the community. I know I do. But women will do what you're doing here and start comparing. Oh, but when Black women get with white men, they are so successful and they live happy lives. And of course, they're going to live a happy life if they're with a white man. He's in his country.
Why is it that they marry more compared to Black man marrying out?
Listen, white people in a white country, they are conditioned one way. Black people or any ethnic minority in a white country are going to be conditioned a different type of way. It's not the same, bruv. Let me tell you one thing about black men in our community, which I'm sure you will agree with. Most of us, we don't grow up knowing what being a man is all about until we're after 25, maybe even after 30 years old. Most of us do not come from functional families. So if all these boys are coming from these kind of homes, which are dysfunctional, how do you expect them to grow up to be functional husbands? They haven't even seen it in their own life. I never grew up seeing that. The only time I saw example of two-parent family was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But in real life, bro, only two of my friends I had growing up had their dads, two. And I will say, them two boys that had their dads, yeah, they was all right. They wasn't balling. Well, actually one of them was, but the other one, he was just okay. The rest of them, just mum. Bruv, I know a hell of a lot of people, bruv. I know a lot of people across the world. So how would these boys know how to be a husband in real life? Another thing, most of us do not come from backgrounds where the men in our families or the men around us have actually built anything. Most of us, you know, all we know is people that go, either they just go to work, they work a job, which is probably not going to make them rich, yeah, or they do something illegal, which is probably going to land them in prison. This whole idea of being an entrepreneur in the black community, bruv, it's not really, it's only been like really popping in the last, what, 5 years? And this is what I'm saying to you, and I apologize if I sounded rude or anything, but this is what I was saying to you. It's not fair to compare black men and white men in a white country. It's not fair. You can't come out and say, oh yeah, well, you know, how come when black women get with white men, they get married and have a nice house? And bruv, they playing from a different flipping game. They're playing a different game. It's like what I said. I've said this many times in my videos, yeah, that like a lot of times, and I know for me personally, as a black boy, I didn't have no one telling me what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing, except my mum telling me, you know, go to school, you know, the regular stuff, get a job, regular stuff. But in terms of like, how can I build something? How can I network? You know, there's little things that will push you in the right direction for success on a faster track. I didn't have a network of people who, okay, my uncle, he owns his own mechanic business, or his best friend owns his own mechanic. So even if I don't want to go university, I can go and work for him as an apprentice, or I can work for my dad's building company. I don't even have to finish school. I can just go and do that.
So you're saying that's one of the reasons why black men, when they do have interracial dating, they don't marry their white girlfriends. Is that what you're saying?
It's the same black guys. Just because if a black guy goes to do IR date, if a black guy chooses to mess with a white girl, or he wants to mess with a black girl, it's the same black guys. It's not that all that is that he decided to go and get a Becky. It's the same guys though. That's why yes, they probably won't marry the black girl, and yes, they probably won't marry the white girl either, because it's the same black guys. Are still coming from the same place.
Because I don't necessarily advocate for interracial dating. It's just I see it a lot, and I'm just making a comment on what I see. But I do definitely notice there's been like some kind of explosion on black relationship discussion from the male point of view and from the women point of view. And I just think, what is the solution? What is the solution to heal this kind of gap in understanding and empathy?
We have to listen to each other. That's the solution. And stop just like saying things just to try and hurt feelings or demean people.
Yeah.
Like the things I talk about, yes, they are things that a lot of women don't want to hear, but I don't say it in a horrible way. I don't say it in a way just to hurt feelings. I say it because it's true.